It's the last week of the NFL season, and you know what that means. Time to watch a whole lot of meaningless and bad games. Good job, Vikings. You may have missed the playoffs, but hey, you beat the Lions, which is like finding out your tap water is filled with lead, only to be given a Kool-Aid flavor packet. Boom! Last lead poisoning joke of the season. Lol. Falcons suck. Like, once you strip away the memes and you're left with nothing but sadness and pity for Atlanta, they are terrible, especially that defense. I genuinely have no idea how you could ignore your defense that much. Like, their two biggest free agent signings were a tight end and a running back. And sure, Hayden Hurst and Todd Gurley have had solid seasons, but that doesn't matter when your defense is always putting you on the back foot. So please just die and just go away, Atlanta. I will enjoy this new year, not having to deal with your bullcrap. 56 points, Josh Allen possible MVP, and the Dolphins fan base is depressed because they are missing the playoffs even though they have gone 10-6. I think I just covered everything. Alright, cool. I can go. Good job, Patriots. You guys did it. The Jets are a real challenge, but you used your star talent like Bill Belichick, and just Bill Belichick, to beat a more than dead rival of yours. This is what it feels like to have a disappointing, mediocre season, Patriots fans. Enjoy it, because it may take you a while for you to crawl out of this circle of hell. My nightmare has actually came true. The Browns are an 11-5 team that has made the playoffs for the first time since 2002. Sure, they barely beat the Steelers backups and have to play them again next week. But then again, Steelers fans, do you really think Big Ben will be the savior of your obvious offensive flaws when he's also the source of all of your offensive flaws? The fact that these two teams were in the playoff hunt with 5 and 6 wins is hilarious. So, one last time, how about them Cowboys? Holy crap, Ravens, you killed them. These past 3 wins have been against bad teams, but come on. We haven't seen this level of dominance in a while. Lamar Jackson is a real threat in the playoffs, and now that the defense is healthy, this team may be unstoppable. So enjoy your third playoff run in a row, Ravens. After all the bullcrap you've been through, you deserve it. Remember when I was a fan of this team? The Jaguars? That lasted like 5 weeks, and I was like, yeah, no, I've had enough depression for me. And then Jonathan Taylor continued to run on their dead corpse. If I'm a Titans fan, I'm really worried. These past 2 weeks have been rough for them. They lost to the Packers and needed a Hail Mary to beat the goddamn Texans. The gosh diddly darn Texans. Hold on, Titans fans. January is gonna be a bumpy ride. There you go, Cardinals. You deserve this. Remember when you were one of the most talked about teams in all football? Going 8-8 with all of this hype. 1 week you beat the Bills, and the next you lose to the 49ers. Now, you're out of a playoff, which you deserve. You guys, in simple terms, got outcoached by Sean McVay and his merry men of mediocre offensive players. Goodbye, Arizona. This was basically a bye week for the Saints. They may not look that great of a team, but for some reason, they just keep on winning. Drew Brees, you have one shot. Please don't ruin it while you still have Alvin Kamara. The Bears getting bullied by their older brother since 1920. The Packers beating the Bears is my favorite song and dance. Aaron Rodgers has had a very happy new year, but don't worry, Bears. Arizona lost, so you know what that means. The Bears are making the playoffs in the year 2021. The Chargers beat the Chiefs. Aww. Look at you, beating a Super Bowl contender's backups. Maybe you'll be able to get Justin Herbert some actual help for next season. But judging on how things have been going on so far this year, I doubt we'll make it to the next season, because 2021 is looking like a bad time to be a human being. Can we please have a moment of silence for the San Francisco 49ers? Their team has been so battered that they went from Super Bowl to last in their division. Hopefully, they will be back into contender form next year because I'd love all 4 NFC West teams in the playoffs because that'd be fun. God, this year sucked for 49ers fans. Didn't even finish the season in their own stadium. They finished it in Arizona. And remember that one time the sky was on fire? And remember that one time all of their players got injured? But the Seahawks are in. That's fun. Good for them. Russell Wilson might actually get a deep one into the playoffs for the first time in a while. I actually do want to talk about this game because both these teams were supposed to make the playoffs. The Raiders and Broncos both have young cores that can be built off of, but both sadly have gone below 500. Honestly, I feel stupid for thinking the Broncos would go 9-7, but instead, this season was simply disappointing for both cities. The mother loving football team has made the playoffs. This is the one bright spot of 2021 so far. The carousel of QBs going 7-9, and again, not having a freaking name, yet they have made it to the promised land. They are a complete joke, and to be real with you guys, I am laughing my ass off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the power rankings. I'm not doing all 32 teams, because basically nothing has changed from my week 16 power rankings, but instead we're going to be ranking, the teams that matter. So, number 14 is the Bears, number 13 is Washington. A lot of people would put Washington at number 14, but I just like their defense too much. Number 12 is the Colts. Can that offense match the amazing defense? If recent weeks are to be considered, then yeah. Jonathan Taylor is a great running back. It's just Phil Rivers needs to just take one step up in the postseason, which, considering he's an aging quarterback, that might not happen. Number 11, Rams, they're injured. Jared Goff's out, which means they probably won't make it too far, but then again, Jared Goff was never really a positive for the Rams, so they're at number 11. Steelers are at number 10. Their offense is extremely one-note, but if that defense can just keep on doing what they do, then they still have a shot. Number 9 is going to be the Titans. Amazing run game, great pass game, just that defense is god-awful. Number 8 is going to be Seahawks. I could see the Seahawks scratching, making it into the top 5, but are we going to get both the offense and the defense being amazing? Or will we just get one being amazing? Or will we just get the other being amazing? It's just been the last couple games have been all defense. Most of the season was all offense. If only they could just fuse those two teams together, they'd be a Super Bowl contender. Number 7 is the Buccaneers. I just think their team is a real threat, like a really big threat in the playoffs. I think Tom Brady has been having a solid season, considering he's 49, 80. How old is Tom Brady? 70? Whatever. The only real problem is, I guess, they're wanting their rushing game, but Ronald Jones is still solid enough. So this is a big team to look out for January. Number 6 is going to be the Browns. Again, I love their rushing game. I love their passing game. Baker is sometimes hot and cold, but if Baker can just buckle down, and that rushing game and that defense can all continue to do what they do, and then I think I don't think they're making the Super Bowl, but I'll talk about my predictions after the power rankings. Number 5 is going to be the Saints. For all intents and purposes, the Bucks and Browns should be above the Saints, but this is Drew Brees' last season. They really want to get him this win, and in my opinion, the playoffs have never been about the best teams playing at it. To me, the playoffs have always just been narratives. Every season, there's one big upset that nobody saw coming. So number 4 is going to be the Ravens. Now that if Lamar can play, if this team in general can play like they've played, then there's only a few teams that can beat them. The defense is finally healthy again. The rushing game is the best in football. Lamar's passing pretty solid. And yeah, it's all going. If the Ravens can beat the Titans, I can see them making the Super Bowl. It's just getting over that one hump, which is the Tennessee Titans. Number 3 is going to be the Chiefs. Thing is, they're missing 2 weeks of action, so we could have a something similar to the Ravens last season, which I actually think will happen. We'll get into that. 2 is the Packers. Great defense. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP, but I think the Bills just barely scratched them out. I know Aaron Jones is a great running back, but just that dual threat aspect of Josh Allen just narrowly edges them above the Packers. Now I gotta go into the predictions. So I'm trying to remember these games. Currently, the Colts-Bills game is at halftime, and I still think the Bills are gonna win. Bills will win. Browns I still see slightly edging out the Steelers, and then Ravens I see slightly edging out the Titans. And then on the NFC wildcard slate, I see the Seahawks beating the Rams, Saints beating the Bears, and what's the other game? Washington versus Buccaneers winning. So then in the divisional round, I have the Chiefs losing to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going crazy this off season. Cleveland Browns beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my actual genuine prediction. Then the Ravens will lose to the Bills, and then over in the NFC, the Bucks would be the Bucks would be facing the Packers, and the Packers would get their rematch victory, and the Saints would beat the Seahawks. Then the AFC Championship, we're gonna have the two just most depressing NFL fan bases, the Browns versus Bills, and for now I see the Bills winning. And then Packers versus Saints. One of these two teams is gonna win the Super Bowl. I just got a feeling. I know the Bills and the Chiefs are probably the two best teams, even though the Packers ranked ahead of the Chiefs. But for some reason, I just see whoever wins the Packers Saints NFC Championship game is going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with Saints because I would like to see Drew Brees finally grab his second Lombardi Trophy. Aaron Rodgers, you can get yours next year if you feel like it. But yeah, that's it. Byron Pickler, Washington's Pick Power. I'll see y'all in the playoffs. Bye-bye.